Hello Internet, welcome back to our ToME series. In the previous episodes we've been clearing the Dreadfell, which is a tower full of ghouls, while we're getting tidbits about the Master, who I believe is like the mega necromancer who is in this tower. I'm a little nervous about us proceeding. You know, we've been encountering some pretty high resistance, if I'm being honest. What do our boots do? Wielded worn. Blink to a random nearby location with the radius of 8, putting all charms on cooldown for 25 turns. That sounds terrible, because these count as charms, don't they? Let's try this. Okay, it does not count as a charm. We're going to rest and wait for our cooldown to come back. Okay, good to know. Still a little, nervous. We've been encountering some pretty heavy resistance. A lot of things that are dealing pretty substantial... Don't push me. Pretty substantial damage to us. I was just posting today. I posted the video where we died last, which was, I think it was like an ogre boulder thrower or something to that effect. Had hit us for like 300 damage in one turn and just completely destroyed our character. We were at about half health, and that was a real wake-up call for the amount of damage that some of these enemies can do. And again, we've been encountering a lot of pretty scary stuff in this tower. I'm very nervous about proceeding down to fight the Master. The last boss we encountered very nearly killed us. Here's a sealed door. We're going to leave this alone. I'm going to mark, what's this called? The Dreadfell. I'm going to write this down. Dreadfell, level 4 vault. We're not going to go in here because they generally spawn things that are a little out of level, or what we in Angband would call out of depth monsters. Monsters you would not expect to find at this level. When we hovered this level on the main map screen, it said recommended level 15. We're level 19. I'm willing to bet if we open this door there's going to be things, because we're already encountering things around level 20, 25. I'm guessing there's like level 30 monsters in here, and we really don't want to mess with them. So I think we're just going to descend. Have we explored really everywhere else? We have. I will try to remember there's a vault here so that we can come back in the future. It looks quite large. If we look at the map over here, you'll see it's a very large room that it seems to be in. I imagine there's... Oh, in fact, we can see some treasure. Just barely see the sprites here of treasure. We can't hover them. But I'm willing to bet there's a lot of stuff in there, given its size. But I'm also willing to bet it's a lot of scary monsters. So I think we're just going to descend. We have one life left. I honestly think the Master is going to kill us. The smart play would be to go back to the world screen, but where's the fun in that? So we're just going to continue down. Is this a staff? We can't use and do not use staves. We do have some great weapons here. However, our current weapon is an orange artifact, which seems quite good. You'll see it deals an additional 32 damage in melee. You'll see it deals 28 to 42 damage, and then partway down here it says damage melee, plus 12 acid, plus 13 temporal, plus 7 nature. So we deal a flat additional 32 damage on top of that, which is really good. I didn't mean to hit escape. This is the third lost person we have found in this tower. If we don't find... Maybe we shouldn't be here. We're going to escort this individual. This tower seems extremely deep. Maybe we should retreat to the world map and try to find somewhere else to explore. Where's the fun in that, though? We're going to at least try to protect this individual so we can get some additional points. We're heading south. Skeleton Mage to the south. I lagged a little bit, took some damage, but nothing too concerning. Why don't we pop our regen? Where are we heading? He took a lot of damage from that. Why don't you let me try to lead? Looks like we're coming this way. It looks like there may be another vault here, which we're not really going to mess with. Okay, you are coming this way. We're going to try to stay ahead of him so that we can encounter the enemies before he does. So you teleported and spawned a creature in the same turn. That doesn't seem very fair. Let's cleave. Did we cleave the thief? Why would it let me hit the thief? Like, really? Why would it allow me to hit my companion? Fail to protect the thief. Killed by Trilman. Uses cleave. Thief is dead. Performs a melee critical against Ghast. Hits Branagar, the repentant thief, for 300 damage. Why? Why? Why would that ever... Okay. A little furious about that. There's really no reason why it should have allowed me to hit. Oh, you're attacking me? Is that where I was taking damage? I'm really irritated by that. I assumed that it would not. Why would I attack my cohort? Why would it let me do that? I think we're going to bail. I don't know how deep this freaking tower is. You know, we've been getting all these messages about a master. We've encountered some pretty scary things. Maybe it is smarter to just leave. We'll just keep exploring. If we see something really scary, then we will retreat and leave. Cleave, cleave, cleave. Lightning ants. I'm really irritated by that. Like, okay, it's a cleave. I guess it hits everything in the area. But, like, really? Really, they're my companion. I didn't think friendly fire would be on. I guess that's my fault. I don't know. I don't know. It's irritating. No matter what, whether it's my fault or not, I'm irritated. Also, why was he heading this way if the portal was over here? Why? Or where were we? Weren't we way over here? Why was he heading this way if the portal was here? Whatever. Oh my god. It's not going super well. An angry fire ant hits me for 15 damage. Well, I mean, I guess at least now we know that area attacks really do hit everything in an area, including your teammates. So it is something that's important to know, I guess. I don't know. It's a new day for me. Recording again. It's currently Friday. Had to do some stuff for work. You know what I'm realizing? God, you look scary. A doll leg. A monstrous demon covered in acidic thorns with melee retaliation. Okay. And it's a Dreadfell faction. I'm a little surprised. All the demons we've encountered so far have been the Fearscape or whatever. Let's pop our instant heal. Let's head north. And we'll fight them like this. Hey, we leveled up. Level 20. Got an achievement for being level 20. Great. Didn't unlock anything, which is fine. Why don't we level up just to be as combat efficient as possible? We have 2 class points. Oh, I guess... Oh, that's right. Like every 10 levels, you don't get a generic point, but you get 2 class points. You also get a category point, which I said I would use to unlock inscriptions. What level do you need to be Prodigy? Level 30 and 42. So we've got a long way to go before we get to that. So let's get out of that menu. I did say we would unlock a new inscription, so I think we will do that. Most of these categories are not particularly... like, I don't want to unlock anything new. There's really nothing that super I want to connect to. You know what bothers me? It keeps saying connection to server lost. My internet is pretty stable. It's slow, but it's pretty stable. Never really encountered a game that disconnects me so much as ToME. So did our maximum go up? 60 or lower. It says it's based on your level, but it hasn't gone up in many, many levels. Okay, let's put our points. I mean, I guess we just keep dumping into vitality. Physical saves, healing modifier. We probably should expand into other traits at some point. If there's a cap of 60, I guess we will get pretty close to 60 on all of our stats. I'm assuming the level cap is somewhere around 50 because the Prodigies mark at 30 and 42. So presumably it would be around 50 would be my guess as to a max level. Why don't we... I mean, we could bump our defense. Stats, right? Why not? And accuracy, great. Why wouldn't we? Could bump resilience of the dwarves? No, because it only increases hardiness, which we've talked about multiple times. Oh, we don't have generic points anyway, this level. So we get class points. What is Death Dance? That's the whirlwind attack. What is this? Wounded foes perform a killing strike. Automatic critical hit that does extra damage per percentage below the maximum the target is. It's an activated ability. I really wish that was just a passive, so when you hit a low health enemy, they would automatically suffer that. Second Wind is the one that allows us to instantly restore stamina. I do think we want at least 1 point in that for the future. Battle Shout, boost your life and stamina by 12.6% for 7 turns by bellowing your Battle Shout. When the effect ends, the additional life and stamina will be lost. So my concern is that we, it sounds good, we would boost our life by 12.6%. But if we were low on health and this effect ended, it would immediately kill us, right? Because that health would go away. It doesn't say, when this fades, you'll have a minimum of 1 hit point or anything like that. So I think it could just outright kill us, which seems really terrible. The increase to stamina might be valuable at some point, but I don't think I'm interested in that right this second. We could reduce the cooldown on our rush attack, which isn't super relevant. We could increase the amount that we recover from stamina, increase our life regen, be more resistant. Oh, it's just a flat out plus 12 to spell saves. That sounds great. And you revel in the death of your foes, regaining 6.7 stamina with each death you cause. Also seems really good because of the ads. Like we often end up fighting a boss monster with lots of ads, which is when we tend to lose the most stamina. But if we can regain stamina for killing every ad, that could be really valuable. Why don't we start putting points in this tree? Because we need to put at least 1 point into this, I believe, in order to... Yeah, because we need all the previous talents. Why don't we put a point in that? It'll give us a little bit more life regen, and it opens this up for next time, which will give us a flat plus 12 to spell saves. Category points. I did say I'd put it in inscriptions, so why don't we just learn one right now? Can learn 2 new slots. Do you wish to buy one with 1 category point? No, not right now. What we want to do is wait until we can find more runes or go to town to find what runes would be most suitable, because for all I know, there's nothing that will really strike my fancy, and I will just end up not using it for a while. So why don't we save it just in case our plans do change in the future and we get a really cool category we want to open up or something. So we'll save that until we have such a time when we can assign additional ones. I don't know if you can have multiples of the same. It wouldn't hurt to have an additional instant heal on our bar, but I would rather, I think, pick one that offers some utility instead of just healing. There should be more enemies here if I remember right. Oh, you're invisible. Well, I can stunning blow you as you're invisible. Shouldn't say blow you. Let's just bump attack, I guess. So we'll continue exploring. I mean, if we die, we die. It's not a huge deal. Weird tree thing. Okay, I'll fight you. Why not? I ain't scared no ghost. Let's kill. Yep. I thought I saw a spirit there. I guess I didn't see. Hello, line of enemies. I guess we should shout at them while we have the opportunity and they're all lined up. We killed a bunch of them. I really wish I could tell what this effect was. It's not in my status bar. It doesn't show when I hover it. I don't really know. It doesn't say we're under the effect of anything. Bump. How about now? Stone skin. No, that's... I mean... Oh, Bane of Blindness. We shrugged it off. That's my mistake. I didn't see that. So I guess he tried to blind us. Oh, there's a whole bunch of enemies up here. I didn't realize that. Legend tells of a blade shining bright as a star, forged from a material fallen from the skies. It glows. I'm guessing you're a one-handed weapon, though. It would be yellow, right? Yellow star. It is, yeah, it's a dagger, which is not interesting to me. It looks pretty cool. Plus 20 light damage, plus an additional 10% light damage. I mean, whatever. I'm not a dagger kind of guy. Let's shout all these enemies while they're all stacked up like that. And we're going to retreat because we're taking a fair bit of damage. Pop our instant heal, pop around the corner, and back away a bit. we've regained enough health that I don't think the regen is necessary. We'll wait for the enemies to come. And then I'm assuming even though I can't see enemies right here, we would hit them if they were like right here. So we're just going to shout down the corridor and see what we can do. Actually does not look like we dealt damage to them. Cold flames, I assume that's a damage over time. So we're going to back out of there. Head down this way. Once again, just kind of let them trickle over to us. We're going to shout again because it's off cooldown. Oh, you know, we got that stamina ability. We should put this somewhere a little bit more relevant. I really don't like control being the button that lets me select this. I assume that means it's control 2. Just try to remember that, I guess. We're not really in danger. We don't need the stamina at the moment, so it's not really a huge deal. But, you know, keep an eye on it. Ghasts. Let's pop our regen, and we will stunning blow and try to kill the ghast because it can summon. What was the... Oh, we got a chunk of ghoul flesh. Fancy. What was the infusion? Wild infusion. We already have one of them. Not super interested. Let's check and see how cleared out this area is. Gold amulet of perfection. Well, I feel perfect. Why don't we try that? Plus 0.16 talent masteries. Combat veteran technique plus 0.16. So someone in the comments when I started the series told me what mastery is. Like if we go to the character screen, how do we do this? Click. You'll see here it says times 1.3. It has something to do with like where, like it says effective talent level. It changes, like even though this says 5 of 5, our effective talent level is 6.5, and that has something to do with this multiplier and any additional multipliers we get of this particular category, but I don't know what that means. I assume that it just means, since this says effective level 6.5, I assume that this skill functions as level 6, as though we had 6 out of 5. Is my assumption. This would increase our combat veteran efficiency. Effective talent level 5.2. Effective talent level 1.3. So if we wore this, plus 0.16 is such a small amount though. I don't really understand those things. What does this give us? 10% blindness immunity. See Invis plus 6 seems pretty valuable. I think I'd rather have the see invisibility. Technique conditioning. I don't know what conditioning is. Conditioning? Okay, we're not going to worry about this. Conditioning here. We do have some points in this. I don't understand that so much, so we're not going to bother with it, I guess. Plus the plus 6 see invis seems pretty valuable to me. I don't know. I just roll with it. Oh, hello, wormy boy. We're going to cleave, stunning blow. And we're going to oh, it's so long. The staff of bones. Staff of bones. Okay. I guess I'll read this. Yeah, once again, I don't enjoy... So, with these lore pieces, I gotta assume that a lot of these are submitted by the community because they vary so wildly in quality. I don't want to read this. This is more of that guy who is chasing the necromancer. You, of course, can pause the video and read that if that's something that interests you. But I'm not going to sit here and read the whole thing. It just doesn't seem very good to me, if I'm being honest. I feel bad, kind of bad-mouthing, you know, someone who put in the work. Okay, we're under the effect of blighted soil. Disease resistance, giving all attacks a 40% chance to infect. So I think we can engage this despite being in this cloud. I think it actually benefits us. Of course, you're going to throw knives at me, so we'll charge. And we'll just put that thing down. We did get Laser. Okay. Charming. Where's that? It is a helmet. We have a pretty good helmet. 6 armor, 5 strength, 10% physical damage. That plus 10% physical damage is probably doing a lot of work for us. And pretty huge boost to our saves. This gives us some armor, cold and fire resistant, plus 12% physical damage, which is good. But only physical saves when we're getting a lot of saves off of this. Maybe the saves aren't as valuable as I think they are. It would give us C and Viz plus 12. It'd be a reduction of 3 armor. It would remove the fatigue, which means our abilities would cost less stamina. We would lose the strength, willpower, and constitution. I think we keep the Helm of Garkul. It just seems much better than the Urizalaza laser, which is, yeah. I don't know. So back with ToME. Yes, it's a new day for me. Me like Master, he's a real laster. He is faster than a caster, can bring disaster, need more than plaster. More than a plaster. A plaster is British for bandage. Do you mean a bandage? After his attackister, alabaster, raster, pastor, grr, need more brains. Well, I'm so glad I read that. Let's read this sign as well. Note from the Master. You are foolish sods, minions. Have you heard of the great Corpul? Perhaps not, because you know very little, and he died long before you were so stupid as to be born. However, he was great, and had the chance to be greater still. He let himself be cooped into a small hellhole, and was destroyed when the right hero invaded it, and destroyed his plaything. Now he is but a mere shade of his former glory. I shall not make this mistake. Be ready, for soon we shall march out upon the lands. Soon we shall conquer, as even he could not. Pity the fool who thinks he can keep me stuck in even the grandest of pits, Dreadfell. Doesn't seem that grand. Yeah, recording more ToME, you know, trying to make this a 7-day-a-week series. It's going pretty well, if I'm being honest. I think I have a lot of footage, but what I'm realizing is I don't have time for anything else. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Like today, I really got the hankering. I really wanted to do some coding, which I don't often get the impulse to do. I am a very terrible coder. And I was like, man, I would really like to do that. And then I realized, like, no, because I have to, in order to make ToME 7 days a week, I need to record 3 to 5 episodes of ToME today. So I got up today. I work 7 days a week. I got up today and I had to run to work. I had about an hour to myself where I did some editing. Then I had to run out to work to do some, not actually my job, just some side stuff I have to do for work occasionally. So I had to drive out there, which is 20 miles away, and back. And came home and was like, man, I really need to get a shower. I really need to record some ToME. I really need to get some stuff done. And then I was like, oh, well, let's eat our dinner first. I was like, okay. So I eat my dinner, and then by the time I'm done with eating my dinner, it's 6 p.m. And it's like my family comes home at 8 and starts making a lot of noise. So it's like, okay, well, I can get a shower, or I can, buckle down and record 3 to 4 episodes before they get home. And it's like, well, if I could record more than that, it would save me a lot of time. Later in the week, I could maybe have the weekend to myself where I could actually work on coding or whatever, strikes my fancy. And I was like, well, but if I get a shower, then I can't record because my family will be home. And it's like, well, maybe I can, just spend all night recording once they kind of settle in for the evening, maybe 10 p.m. It's like, oh, but then I won't have time to edit. And it's like, oh, I just don't have time. I just don't have enough time. I really like YouTube. I enjoy doing YouTube a lot. Currently, it's just a hobby. It's not like it's my job or anything. And I just don't have time like I used to have time. Let's charge this thing because it's taking shots at us. I just don't have time. I also wanted to record some Soldier of Fortune. So if you've been watching the channel, you probably have seen... it's several months ago at this point. Let's read this. Note from the Master. Perhaps you feel your master has been lax or absent. Well, I shall amend that. I've been studying an object of great import. It is of much greater interest than your foolish unlives. But do not think that I will let you get away with things because of this. Skeletons, you have been getting noticeably behind in your adventurer slaughtering quotas. The next skeleton archer I see drinking coffee and chatting with the whites shall be rent limb from limb and fed to the orcs. Also, as a punishment for your general laxness, 1,000 skeletons shall be remanded down to Corpol as punishment. A further 250 shall be slaughtered. These orders to be carried out by myself tomorrow at 3 a.m. I actually really don't like that. Like, they're skeletons, right? So they're magically animated bones. They don't drink coffee. Like, I get it, you're being cute. You're maybe this is a hint at, I can't read it again. Maybe this is a hint at, we're not going to be able to find it in this mess either because it's just like list after list of things. Note from the master. This one, like, maybe you're just making a joke, right? About maybe it's his mental state is this isn't even the right note. Foolish sods, no. There we go. Like, maybe it's his declining mental state where he actually thinks the skeletons are people or something like that. I really don't like that. It's just silly, and it seems out of place in a, giant dungeon of undead where they're talking about taking over the lands around us. So I'm not a big fan of that. Yeah, I wanted to record Soldier of Fortune. I recorded a couple episodes several months ago at this point where I would play the game, and then once I beat the levels, I would go back and speedrun the levels, and that was a lot of fun. And I was thinking about that recently. This is about dwarves. I think I know enough about dwarves. Maybe, I guess the lore will be different in ToME, so maybe I should read this. Yeah, pretty basic dwarven stuff. They're relatively reclusive, although lately they have been getting less reclusive. They're about 5 feet tall. The one thing, and they're good at smithing, all that good stuff. They build underground, all that good stuff that you're familiar with dwarves. The one thing I like about this that is often overlooked by lots of fantasy games is it specifically mentions that females have beards, which is something I really like about dwarf females, is that they are supposed to have beards, based on, a lot of the general mythos of dwarves is that both male and female have beards, and to be shaven is generally a shameful thing. Now, they didn't say that in the lore, but it's still, one of those things. So, yeah, I've been thinking about recording Soldier of Fortune, and I don't have time to do it. And it really bums me out, because, I really want to do it. I've been speedrunning it in between editing and things when I have a little bit of free time. I've been speedrunning some of the levels, and I thought, man, if I'm going to be putting time into this, I might as well record it with commentary and all, but I just don't have time. Like, it's one thing to play a game in my downtime while other things are happening on my computer or whatever, but, devoting time and having, the mic set up and everything set up and, just having enough time to do all that I just don't have it. I guess maybe that doesn't make sense to you. Maybe you don't care. Maybe I'm just a bit off today. I lost a lot of health. Let's heal and regen as well. Let's get out of sight of that caster. Oh, you're both casters? Let's resilience. Let's shout at that one to kill it. And then let's immediately turn our attention to this one. Okay. It was a little closer than I would have liked. So let's rest until we regain our cooldowns. We're making a lot of progress here. Probably should have realized that would be full of enemies. Let's shout at them. Let's just scream in their faces, and then we'll back up and try to... Oh, there's an assassin. Let's pop our regen, pop our instant heal. Bump, bump, bump. Cleave, I think we'll do. And we'll cleave them both. Again, a little bit closer, a little bit more damage than I would like. We are making a lot of progress in the tower. We're on level 6, but it just seems so deep. When are we gonna... Where's the boss? When is this gonna be over? So, okay, so we're ready to move on to the next level. I actually think we will call the episode here. Not feeling super happy about the commentary in this episode, so hopefully maybe get my head on right, come back, be a little bit more entertaining. But that's going to do it for now. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I will be back with more ToME content in the near future. See you next time.